Hi, sweeties. How are you doing? Welcome to Naya Sim. And thank you all so much for all the love and support. Hope you all are doing great. So, you all already know what has been going on, especially when it comes to politics and how Kamala Harris has been trending because, I mean, she started campaigning and she said she's a black woman, and a lot of people are not finding that funny. Even her opponents too are also trying to use that against her, asking her when did she become black, that they've known her as an Indian woman, how come all of a sudden she became a black woman. But looking from her roots, right, I mean, she has Indian mother and Jamaican father who was also born in the United States, and she was also born the same place, right? Some people are really finding it hard and asking how black is she, right? I really don't find that question kind of funny. I think it's rude asking somebody how black are you, right? I am of this person that when you tell me that you are a black person or you are Asian and all that, I think the least I will do is trying to uh, doubt where you're from. Because looking back or going through her roots, you can see that there is actually something that connects her to that blackness. But the reality is that I think white people are overdoing it. Stop asking how black she is. If it's either you vote for her or you don't vote for her. Let's get into this video.
People, can you help white people out on this? I am really not meaning to be inappropriate about this at all. But
Yep, incoming troglodytic glowworm escapee from the Caucasus Mountains by way of, I don't mean to be inappropriate, but, and we know what everything after but means. Now, stand by. Jersey Jeff here is about to hit us with some passive aggressive bigotry. I guess technically I should say some more passive aggressive bigotry, because the thought of the descendants of the people who created the one drop rule and blood quantum talking about how black is Kamala is not missed.
But here we have an example of someone on the left saying that conservatives are focusing on an insignificant issue. Now, if this is racist, let me know.
Bitch, your mediocre ass started your video off with how black is Kamala Harris and proceed to ask the questions you're about to ask, and you have the nerve to preface it on, is this racist? Bitch, yes, it's racist. But you know what? I'm here to play your stupid little game with you. Continue.
I am genuinely confused, and I'm asking for clarity on this. He's saying it's insignificant that Kamala Harris' father was Caucasian. Well, he's Indian and Irish descendant, a descendant of
So this is all I got from
Irish
this video.
slave-owning
Really
family.
getting,
See, here's the thing.
I don't
You're
know
not
how
confused
to describe
about
this, but
Donald
it's kind of
Harris's
becoming interesting
heritage,
and a lot of questions.
because
You
you
have
could
been asking a
easily
lot of questions,
read
especially.
what Don
No, I
Harris
think the
has
problem
said
is
about his own
everybody got something
heritage.
to ask,
Just go to
especially how
Jamaican
black
Globe
Kamala
of many
Harris is. And
articles he has
I am
written
asking,
about his heritage.
what do you
And I know
people
this
think
might be
about this
hard
question?
for you
Because
all
I
to get
personally
through,
feel like
the
it's
ones
kind
who
of
didn't get
rude for people
past the
to ask
C-Spot Run
how black are
anthology
you,
of their
especially
educational development when it
when
came to
there
reading,
is
but it does come with
a connection. I mean, like
pictures.
she has
Like this
black
picture.
connection, or
Hold
black
on for
roots.
just a
I think
minute.
that is the right thing to
Like
say.
this
Having a
picture
black
of his
roots.
paternal
And
grandmother, or Kamala
being the
Harris's
fact that her
paternal
father is
great-grandmother,
Jamaican,
Miss
right? And she
Christian.
was born at the
There
same
are
time in the
also
United
pictures of
States.
his maternal
And
grandmother here, Miss Iris. Hold
a lot
on.
are saying that
There you go.
she is not
Miss
from
Iris here
America,
with Kamala
right?
sitting on her knee.
But how do you want to
And I
deny
see what you
somebody
did there
her
by
citizenship? I
mentioning
mean, like,
Hampton
she knows
Brown,
where she
who he
comes from.
also
Like,
speaks
I
about
cannot tell
in
her where she
this
comes from. She will be
article,
the one to tell
who
me
was
and
on
explain
record
where
as
she
a
comes from.
plantation
I
and
understand
slave
that
owner
she
and
does not have
founder of
typical black
Brownstown.
features and
Oh,
all
really
that.
out here thinking
But
you
when
all
we
doing
trace back, we
something
can
when you
actually see
mention
it from
that.
her
Like
roots
the
that
third
there
president of the
is
United
something
States was
coming
not Thomas
from a black
Jefferson,
person,
and
right?
he was a slave
People are finding that
owner
hard.
that
People
had
are questioning
children
how,
with,
like,
you all
black
call
she
her
is,
his
and a
mistress,
lot of people have
Sally
a lot to
Hemings,
say.
when
because they
actually
feel like she
she
is not
was his
fit to
slave.
claim
Are her children
black,
not black
right?
enough for you
Or
either?
she's
But I
not. I mean,
digress.
like she
Let's
doesn't
get
look
back to the
it,
rest of
right?
your
It's
racist
just like the
rant.
video that Trump
That
made during
doesn't
the
seem like
interview.
black
What's
to
her name
me
again?
because
That
I
beautiful
don't
black
see
woman
a
was
connection
asking him
to
question, and
Africa.
he said that he's kind
I'm
of
I'm under
disappointed
the
that
impression
Kamala.
that being black has an association with Africa.
You're hilarious. First, you're just a mediocre white man who did not even get to the C-spot run phase of the whole whitewash education system that was designed for you, and you think that you are a genealogist. It's called the transatlantic slave trade, you alabaster glowworm, incel, reefer family tree having caucasoid. The time period when your ancestors literally kidnapped millions of Africans between 1501 and 1867 and forced them onto ships and enslaved and abused them in this new world, as you call it, like people didn't already exist here. The first blacks of African ancestry were brought to Jamaica in 1517 by the Spanish. Now, these did not come directly from Africa, but were either Africans who were already enslaved in Spain or the descendant of Africans enslaved in Spain. You all make this comically too easy. The first Americans to arrive in Jamaica that were brought directly from Africa, because you need directly from Africa, right? African descendants and they were enslaved in other places that were brought there. That didn't count. They arrived in 1518, the year following 1517, when King Charles I signed a decree allowing an annual supply of 4,000 African slaves to enter Hispaniola, Cuba, Jamaica, and Puerto Rico. Stop fucking playing with us. And what happens when you bring in a disproportionate number of enslaved Africans to run your sugarcane estates than you do slave owners? Today, the population of Jamaica consists primarily of the descendants of those slaves, with small portions of people of mixed African and European descent. Let's round this up.
I think what white conservatives are asking is Kamala Harris genuinely a black person? Even if she is, by the way, she's Jamaican. I don't think that qualifies as African American, that's not the same thing as someone who is from America, who was originally here, born here, and grew up here, and is from.
The only thing that exceeds your bigotry and racism is your stupidity. Did California become a state after October 20th, 1964, when Kamala Harris was born there? And I know your back has to be hurting, for as many times as in your own video, you picked the goalpost up and kept moving it. Now, I know you might not have enough brain cells to understand what I'm about to say, so you need to go find whoever has the comprehension gene in that reefer family tree of yours and get them to explain the following. Our experiences as black people in America is not just tied to enslavement of our ancestors in this country. It's tied to the treatment that people with this color skin or other shades of this color skin have at the hands of a system that is rooted and built on racism. The racism that we experience in this country as black people is not rooted in the part of the world that our families may have immigrated from. When Amber Geyer burst into the wrong apartment and shot Bottom John, she didn't ask before she shot him if he was from St. Lucia. She just saw a black man in his apartment unarmed, and she shot him. The officer that shot Fernando Castile while he was in the car with his 4-year-old daughter and his fiancée didn't ask where his family was from and if he had relatives that were slave owners in his past before he shot him. Now all of a sudden you want to be concerned about the degree of blackness somebody is. You sound like your ancestors who created the one drop rule and blood quantum. Because you all have been lynching black people without all these questions you're asking today about Kamala Harris's blackness. The black experience in America is rooted not in where we came from or how we got here. It is rooted in the fact that we are here. Keep fucking around. You're gonna find out. Kim Kardashian's stepmom, Caitlyn Jenner, here. I think, I'm not sure. Hold on. I think I have the wrong picture. Okay, there we go. There we go. I actually think the wrong picture looked better, but I digress. Maybe we'll just move her to this side. Okay. Well, anyway, Caitlyn Jenner here, Kim Kardashian's stepmom, took to her X account to co-sign Donald Trump's attack on Kamala Harris's blackness. In this post, Caitlyn Jenner not only attacks Kamala Harris's blackness, but she also attacks Rachel Scott, the ABC News reporter who was on that stage during the conversation with Donald Trump that made him so frustrated as to say, when did Kamala Harris turn black? Caitlyn Jenner tweeted, ABC News, Rachel Scott, you are fake news and an absolute disgrace in how you treated the real Donald Trump today. She further goes on to state, you spewed lies and might want to familiarize yourself with the facts. Kamala has played up the Indian angle for years. She will say whatever to pander. So phony. Yeah, no, that's not a good look on you, Caitlyn. Not a good look at all. But in your recently deleted post that you followed up with, hey, I thought she always identified as a black woman. This woman is such a phony, not to mention beyond way too far left for this country. Caitlyn Jenner, let me tell you something, especially on behalf of the two black women you disrespected in your tweet. Listen here, you troglodytic alabaster glowworm escapee from the Caucasus Mountains, decapitated snow roach, look like your face falling off. I can't say that on social media. You are the very last washed up remnant of a white woman that should ever be weighing in on anybody's identity as anything. Now, a better person than me probably wouldn't tell you this, but I'm not the better person. The business you need to be paying attention to, Caitlyn Jenner, is checking in on the family of Kim Howe. Now, a better man than me probably wouldn't mention this, but I'm not the better man. But the business you need to be paying attention to, Caitlyn Jenner, is checking in on the family of Kim Howe. Yeah, that's the business you need to be checking in on, because you're not Princess Diana, and blaming this accident that led to the death of these people's mother on the paparazzi was a weak-ass excuse. Now, what we're going to need you to do with your my face is falling off my skull ass is grab all the chairs you can possibly find in the next 24 hours. Take them to the edge of the universe and have your ass a seat. And if we ever need you, which we won't, we will call. Now run along. You're dismissed.
When I do my research on Project 2025 and like the leaders behind it and the speakers promoting it, and just like they're watching their little conferences, I keep on hearing this is an attack on American freedom and liberty. No. Let me give better context. They speak to their community saying the Democrats, the leftists, the liberals, the blacks, the gays, the women, the whatever, those people are coming after true Americans and their freedoms. Let me explain a concept to you that might help you understand why He, the speaker who said those words, and their community that believes it, they are right. This new world of marginalized people being humanized is coming after white America's freedom. Because white America's freedom has never been rooted in being free. This is going to ask us to understand narcissistic systems and families, so bear with me here. But instead of going into a crazy in-depth ramble, let me just give you an example of what I'm talking about. In a narcissistic family system, as long as you are enmeshed to the family or entitled to the family, you are not free. You are free to do whatever the family allows you to do. And as long as you are convinced that the freedom that you are allowed is the full scope of the freedom that you have access to, you will never question that freedom. Until opportunity arises for that to be questioned within your own being. But more times than not, the narcissistic system or the trauma that you've endured or the narcissist themselves is able to have the dominating power over the relationship to end up dictating for you what your freedoms are. Even if you are naturally a free person beyond the power structure or the relationship. Okay? You can think about it like a narcissistic absent father who's rich as fuck and super validated by society, either like a high profile doctor or they're this, just something in society that is like, oh, that's an amazing dad right there. But really in hindsight or in introspect, he's never there for his children. He cheats on his wife. He's not there for her. It's like, yeah, the family has the freedom to go on lavish trips, to wear the best clothes, to be at all the high profile events. But are they free to be themselves, or are they free under the expectation that they will still be committed to the degeneracy of the person who's providing for them? Because if they were free, then they would be free to leave relationships and situations that aren't serving them or respecting them in their humanity. But they are only free. What was I saying? They're only free in relation to the relationship that is providing for them or really dominating them in a predatory fashion. Now, how does that analogy relate to the Christian nationalist coup that's happening in America right now? And me making a wild suggestion that marginalized people are the ones stealing the rights of true Americans. Because the white Americans are the golden children in the narcissistic family system that is America. And their freedom only exists in relation to their ability to dominate and dehumanize somebody else's reality enough to use the wealth and the resource that comes out of that to fund their own delusional fantasy. So their American dream was not given to them by God. Manifest Destiny was never inspired by God or by any kind of true, genuine standard or intention. American freedom is rooted in somebody else's slavery because the freedom starts externally. They don't realize that freedom starts within. They don't realize that to be free is to know that you are free as a human being, and then to extend that knowing, whether it's through wisdom or through opportunity or through support, to the rest of the world around you. Because all they know throughout their whole history, even to their ancestors, is pillaging, colonialism, pillaging, colonialism, pillaging, imperialism, colonialism, warfare, bloodshed. And at no point have they even created a culture of anything but oppression and destruction and individualism. Amidst that whole journey that they've been going on, trekking this whole entire planet that is so unfamiliar to them and so disgusting to them. Yet they are so aroused by it, they need to hoard themselves and people like them in the best corners of it, and then also destroy and exploit all of the people who do belong on this. I'm not going to say that. So remember, white America, you aren't free because your freedom comes from somebody else being enslaved. whether it's the slaves in the Congo who are making your cell phones, whether it's the slaves who will be in this country after being denied their human rights over the next 4 to 8 years, to re-stimulate the failing American economy. That is a consequence of not marginalized people. It's a consequence of people that look like you, that wear cool suits and that lie all over television so they can distract you from the fact that they're actually selling you hopes and dreams so they can continue to steal your money and line your pockets. Because we live in a country where bankers are millionaires and billionaires. And 70% of the country is living paycheck to paycheck. The people that hold your money are 7, 8, 9-figure earners. And the people who work to make this economy happen live paycheck to paycheck. The people who put their money in the bank don't have money. But the people who sit there and organize the bank have money. Is that not a problem? And the crazy thing is that, like, I'm not a Christian, but as somebody who studies different religions and spiritualities, you have to realize there's a story in the Bible. Jesus literally had to go into a spot and say, why are you doing business in this place of worship, in this place of spirituality? I think that's the story. I don't know if it's completely it. And had to upend a place because people was doing trading and doing business in a place where you're not supposed to do that. But you guys don't even listen to the stories that they feed you so they can indoctrinate you to do the things. Like, that's why I don't understand anything about America, bro. Maybe I'm just going crazy.
So this is all I got from this video. I mean, it's really getting, I don't know how to describe this, but it's kind of becoming interesting, and a lot of questions. People have been asking a lot of questions, especially now. I think the problem is everybody got something to ask, especially how Black Kamala Harris is, and I am asking, what do you people think about this question? Because I personally feel like it's kind of rude for people to ask, how Black are you? Especially when there is a connection. I mean, like, she has Black connection, or Black roots. I think that is the right thing to say, having a Black roots. And being the fact that her father is Jamaican, right? And she was born at the same time in the United States. And a lot are saying that she is not from America, right? But how do you want to deny somebody her citizenship? I mean, like, she knows where she comes from. Like, I cannot tell her where she comes from. She will be the one to tell me and explain where she comes from. I understand that she does not have typical Black features and all of that. But when we trace back, we can actually say it from her roots that there is something coming from a Black person, right? People are finding that hard. People are questioning how, like, Black she is. And a lot of people have a lot to say because they feel like she is not fit to claim Black, right? Or she's not. I mean, like, she doesn't look it, right? It's just like the video Donald Trump made during the interview. What's her name again? That beautiful Black woman was asking him question, and he said that he's kind of disappointed that Kamala Harris was known as an Indian woman, right? From being an Indian woman, she went straight to being a Black woman, like, all of a sudden. I think that is, I mean, I don't know how threatened they are, just mentioning Black person, because they already know how it goes. When Black people are ready, excuse, sorry about that. When Black people are ready to support you, or when they feel like you are fit to do some certain things, or not really fit, like, once a Black person or Black people, like, come into your life and it's all about support, trust me, it's really going down. And this is really a discourse that has been everywhere, and I am like even getting tired of it because every day you see people making video asking or questioning her blackness, or how did she become black, or when did she become black, and why is she claiming black, and all that. Are they threatening? No, the truth is that I see a lot of people saying that she is not going to do anything for black people. The truth is that I am not going to question that, right? Because since I came into this route, I am sorry that I'm saying this. A lot of people are going to be disappointed and all that, but let's tackle this diplomatically, right? I am being diplomatic when it comes to this. And you all already know that, like I keep saying, I am not supporting anybody, but sincerely speaking, from the bottom of my heart, I am like, if you ask me who would you like to support, I absolutely would be Kamala Harris. Pardon me for that, right? There is possibility that maybe some of us have high expectations about her, like she is going to deliver, right? Especially for Black community. I feel there is possibility that she is going to deliver, and there is also a tendency that she will not deliver, right? But I see her talking about reparations, and you all know how much I am very, very interested when it comes to reparations, because my people really need to get their reparations, whether by crook or whichever way they just have to pay that reparations to them. I heard her talking about how that reparation is something that must be paid to Black people because they deserve all that. And she said, my people, we deserve to be paid reparations. And when she said that, I felt like, interesting. I really love it. Reparations discourse. I love it so much because that check has really been long overdue and my people deserve to have their check. And yeah, I really hope that happens like real quick, real quick. I want that reparations to be paid by all means. So if she is going to be the one to bring that reparations, trust me, I want that reparations for my people. So I hope I don't see people in the comment section bashing me, but I am going to wear my armor. But the truth is that that reparation is something they need to pay. I don't know how you all see it, but I know you all already know that I am saying the truth, right? So let them cut the check. So see, I am going to say this: no high expectation. Like I know we always have high expectation when it comes to politics, and especially when we support people, but because we support them because we want them to deliver, right? But I think we should just drop some certain things so nobody becomes disappointed in the end. I'm just trying to be in between. See you all in my next video. Bye for now.